I tell you what, it is totally freezing this morning. I did mention it to Steve. I said, if I do the talking, will you do the fishing? Because I'm not looking forward to putting this line in the water, getting your hands wet with the water and the air temperature so low. But you wouldn't do it. But what I've done, I'm setting up with exactly the same setup as I had in the last video, with that flashy black and blue lure thing, and I've got my little nymphy olive nymph on the dropper, because we had so many fish on that last video, and that was following actually a stock in. I think there was a stock went in about 4 or 5 days previous. So I thought, here we are, a week or so later, I'm going to give it another go with the same patterns, just to see how it goes. I told them that you weren't going to cast my rod for me.
No, you can do it yourself, old man.
Get. Tell you what, that sunshine out there is so bright, it's unreal. It's beautiful, mind. Dead flat water. Oh, there we are. Got my first one. Oof. I tell you what, they don't half fight hard. Wow, they fight now. Bloody hell. Oh, I can't even get him in. We are out. And he's off. Oh, Steve's in. I've got Steve to fish his black snake, and this is only just to see how it compares with this new pattern. Yeah. God, I can't keep up with him. Loads of slack line. It's quite a good take. Oh, and he's off. He just come off. Yeah. Steve's in again. Oh, it's fishing good this morning. Yeah. Oh, and he's off. They're liking it a bit quicker, I think. Better check my hook. There's 2 fish off in no time. Get a bit of read on. Ah. I don't know if you see that. You can see there, that got a bloody scale on the point. I don't know if that... Yeah, it's not very good. I had a scale stuck on the bloody point of the hook.
Never.
Yeah. It's on that bloody point fly again. Whoa, whoa. Oh, I think it's time for a cup of tea. Oh no, or to the net. I think this is only the second to the net. And Steve's in again. These fish were on it today, didn't they? He's ripping you, man. Oh. Another good fish, that one. Yeah, this is a cracker. Gives you an idea of the scale of it, the size of its head. Steve, you're struggling with that one. I think it's another good fish. Hold your net up a bit, mate. Cracker, isn't he? I know. Get him back in the water. Okay, I don't think there's no real amazing trick to this fishing here this morning. The fish are just on it. What, 4 or 5 fish I've had on now and 2 to the net. Steve's got 3 to the net. Had that scale on the point of the hook, so I could have checked that earlier. It doesn't matter mine because it is catch and release, so it's knowing that you're hooking into them and the pattern that and the method you're using is working. Putting the cast out, let it drop just a small amount. I am on the Rio Aqua 2, even when I'm doing a steady, quickish figure of 8 or just pulling strip every now and again, and they're hitting it. So we've got a couple of others turning up on the water here now soon, so that'll be interesting to see what happens with the fish, whether they drop off as the sun comes up or see how many patterns are going to pull the fish. But as I say, this is just straightforward. Throw your fly in, get it back towards the bank and the fish are jumping on. It's dead easy, but you don't get that too often on a lot of these waters. Making the most of it while we can, because it's good fun anyway. Yeah, please. So yeah, we're gonna have a quick tea break as it's so damn good. Don't want to hammer hell out of them, and then have another go in a bit. Okay, I've just let it drop a bit. Well, that's the 3rd cast now, not a knock. So there's 1 or 2 things. Either the fish probably may have gone off or moved off. Let it drop a bit more. Well, we couldn't have been much more than 3/4 of an hour on that tea break. Now we're back out in the water and nobody's getting a touch. So I'm already starting to think about putting the floater on. A 15+ foot tippet. Obviously I'm going to be fishing with much smaller patterns, more imitative, and then I'll be able to slow everything right down. Or continue with what I'm doing, but I've got to start thinking of moving about the lake. Try and locate some more fish. Yeah, that took about 15 casts, bro. Look at that. The hook come out and the fish landed in the net.
Yeah, you could have done it any better if you tried.
So I've decided to move, but I do know it won't be long before I'll be on the floater anyway. Yeah. Oh, come off. Okay, GoPro would run out of battery. And I thought I'd better. I just walked halfway across the bloody lake to get this camera, just to get you this fish on the camera. What's he taking? He's tangled up the bloody tippet. I'm in a bit of a mess. There we go. Okay, that fish picked up on the dropper that time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in, get sorted. I've got my other rod set up with the floating line, and what I got is my little blue and the same on the point fly as this olive, pearly olive. They've been fishing a lot lately. It's had a lot of fish. Actually, the pearly olive on the point and the little blue, both very successful patterns. So I think I'm going to start fishing that for a while. Okay, so the olive nymph didn't quite make it to the water. Instead, I substituted it for its brother. The difference here is Justin's been on to me for quite a while as to put a bit of weight into these olive nymphs. Give us more option. Putting that extra weight in means that we can then fish it a lot faster and maintain a certain depth. And if you want to go deeper with it, obviously it'll get down a lot quicker. So I've put this on the point, and it wasn't long before the first fish picked it up. Burst of speed is unreal. haven't even seen the fish yet. Oh yeah, good tail on him. So for me to fish the weighted option was simple really, and it's all down to when I was on the lure, I was fishing it a lot slower, a lot deeper, and the takes were a little bit more gentle. So I realised the fish were certainly lower down. So what I've got on is a 20-foot cast, and that includes 5 foot of my braid intermediate leader. Now that length of cast, I can still fish it mid-water with a bit of a retrieve, but I can certainly get it down to the depth that I want to fish, and I'm targeting waters no more than 15 foot. But when the fish become a little bit finicky, the smaller patterns is a pretty good bet. Full tail. Just missed another one then. Picking that up and sitting on the hanger. Hooks out. Fish is gone. That's solid. This fish felt solid. I lifted into it, didn't even move. It's like pulling into a log. Oh, fuck. I think that was a good fish. Okay, before anybody says that was a swear word, it isn't. The boys have told me it's Welsh for upsy daisy. I'll tell you what, that last fish, that was solid. And you just knew, as soon as I picked the rod up, it didn't budge. It was like pulling into a log. It didn't shoot off. There was nothing erratic. You couldn't feel the tail going with that vibration you pick up with the tail going. It just solid, and it just swam so gracefully and just kept going and going. My own fault, I think. Now this is a new pattern. I tied 2 of these new patterns last night. Basically it's got lead in it, and it's to simulate the olive nymph that I've been using, the pearly olive. I didn't expect it to do that well, but the problem what I've done is I've put it on, it's a very narrow gape, and I don't know why I've done that. Probably had lots of the hook there, and I don't think I did get a good enough hook hold on that last fish, which is a shame. It would have been nice to have seen it. But I certainly know that it was a heavy fish. The way it picked me up when I first pulled into it, it didn't really react. It just sort of turned and went. And when it went, it wasn't fast. It was just steady. Big fish swim, not little fish swim. So as I say, it's my own fault. Maybe I didn't get a good enough hook hold of that fish anyway because of that narrow gape. But that there, in all fairness, it's done quite well. I've only just put that on. But yeah, bite to eat, have another crack and then call it a day. Unreal, isn't it? Oh, he's off. Oopsie daisy. I can feel that. I almost felt that hook coming out. I think I'll be tying a few more of them on a better hook in the next day or two. I don't know why I put them on them hooks. Oh, and again.
That's the same fish you didn't let off earlier.
Let's see if it stays on. I tell you, they don't have buried their heads in, don't they? Oh, fishy. Oh, he's off. Oopsie daisy. And he's got one on up there as well. Steve into another fish there now, and he's fishing with another pattern that we've been working with. I'm glad you've done that one for me. I never really fished that. Yeah, I never fished it.
You?
No, I've never fished it.
Well, that was fishing it slow.
Yeah. Well, thank you for christening the fly for me.
I was just about to change. Are you in again, Hugh?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not. You keep throwing him, will you? Throwing him.
Ah, it's off again. Yeah, I'll get one of the boys up here.
Down there we want to be, is there?
Yeah, give it a go in by there. There's certainly a few fish holding there, and they're probably about, I'd say, maybe 6 foot down, something like that. Right, let's see if this fish can stay on. Again, it's on that nymph on the bottom. So give it a bit of side strain instead of vertically up. I don't know if that helps. Sometimes can. Yeah, he's off. Off again. Is on the dropper. There he goes. After all that. Oh, he's going like shit, man. Bollocks. Left my net. You're a star man. Okay, that's me done for the day. And I gotta be honest, that was it was a brilliant day. Some really good fishing, plenty of fish coming out, and for everybody that's been on the water today, and everybody's been having fish. Some good fish too, good quantities and good size fish. Really hard fighting. This morning was unbelievable. The lures did sort of drop off a bit coming into midday, but then obviously the small pearly nymphs picked up. One is the weighted, that's done really well. And as I say, you're just covering the water. There's no real trick method as to how I'm pulling these fish, and just putting it out there. One minute I'm letting it drop and just keeping contact, next minute I'm fast a figure of 8. It's just switching it, constantly switching it and trying to find what the fish are wanting at the time. And occasionally you get across where there's a few fish together, and I was pulling them up out of here earlier, and I did pull one. I put my little blue on, put that out. That sat on the top for the while, tightened the line, and the fish came up, and it's like fishing on the dry fly. So this fish are coming up and starting to hit on the dries now, but it was brilliant. And as I say, I did hook into something that was quite beefy. But I hope you enjoy the video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up, a comment, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.